All right, hello everyone. I'm Lily Peppers. I'm here representing the Myriad Gardens and Scissortail Park. In a new effort, we are creating the Garden in Place seed kits. So this instructional video is going to be going through how to pot up and do the salsa garden kit and the pollinator garden kit. And the only difference between those is the seeds that you have in those kits. So even though I'm going to be talking about the seeds that are in the salsa garden kit, you'll just want to do the same thing with the pollinator garden kit. So I will go ahead and unpack this kit and then talk through what you're going to do. So in your kit, the first thing that you're going to see is the bookmark. So you can use this bookmark when you're reading your next book. But for now, what you'll want to use it is to find out some information about the seed kits. So you've found this instructional video. Hopefully you see the instructions that are written online. We have some fun activities. And that is going to be in the link that is listed on this bookmark. So there's a link that you can either type out or a QR code that you can scan. Then on the back of your bookmark, you'll see there's some information about seed germination. So that'll give you some background on what's happening as these seeds are starting to grow and germinate. So that's the bookmark. We have 3 little envelopes that are going to be in your seed kit, and inside these are the seeds. So if you have the salsa garden kit, you're going to see one pack that's for tomatoes, and that has a T on it. And then you're going to see a pack for peppers that has a P on it, and for the cilantro it'll have a C on it. So you'll know which of the different envelopes has which seed. There also are going to be 3 popsicle sticks, and these are going to be your labels. So they're going to be how you know which seeds you planted in which pot. And then some of you might not have seen these before, but these are what we call peat pellets. And this tiny little thing here, this little disc, is going to be all you need to start your seeds. So in it, it has the soil. It's just really compacted down. And it also has a netting around it that's going to act like an actual container for your seeds to get them started. And I'm going to go over how you use those. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create your labels. So you'll use your popsicle sticks, and you will need a Sharpie or an ink pen of some sort. You want to make sure that you use something that won't run. So as you water your pots, you want to make sure your labels don't run so you can keep track of which is which. So on one side, you're going to write which seed you're putting in. On the other side, you're going to write the date that you started that. Okay, so you're going to want to label all 3 of your popsicle sticks. Then the next thing that you're going to want to do, and this part is very exciting, I think, you're going to actually put water into your peat pellets, and those are going to expand. So I have an example here of what happens after it's been sitting for 10 minutes or more. So you're going to need some type of dish or tray or bowl that can hold the peat pellets. So you can use something like this from a takeout container, or just a shallow bowl from your home. And you're going to want to put the 3 peat pellets in there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take water and you're going to fill up that tray so that it covers those pellets. And they might float a little bit. You can kind of push them down, but they'll start to absorb the water. So after about 5 to 10 minutes, you'll start to see that they're really expanding. So what I actually have over here are peat pellets that I put in a little bit of time ago. And so you can see that what's happened is they've expanded a lot bigger than what they started as. And there's actually a netting around it that's gonna act like a pot to keep all that dirt together. You're also gonna see that at the top, there's gonna be a little hole in your peat pellet, and that's gonna be where you're gonna wanna put your seeds. So if you look at your peat pellet that's expanded, you'll see one side, there's really not a space to put a seed, but the other side there is. So that's where you're gonna put your seeds. So very carefully, you are gonna open your first envelope. So I'm opening the P for the pepper, and in that envelope, there are going to be probably 2 or 3 different seeds, not just one. They're all pepper seeds, but sometimes when we start growing seeds, not every seed is gonna germinate, not every seed is gonna grow. So it's important to put a couple in there in the hopes that definitely 1, maybe 2 of them will start to grow. So I have my pepper label. what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick that popsicle stick into my little peat pellet pot like this. I'm gonna use my finger to make sure there's a little space for the seeds. And then very carefully, I'm gonna put those seeds just a little bit away from each other so they each have their own room and own space. And then I'm just gonna kind of push them into the soil and cover them just a little bit, barely just cover them with some soil from the side. So I've planted my pepper seeds just like that. And you're gonna wanna do the same with the other seeds that you have in your seed packet. So a few tips and tricks for watering and caring for these seeds as they germinate. So instead of just pouring water on top of the peat pellets and maybe accidentally flushing out the seeds or kind of messing up that process, you can actually just pour water directly into the tray like you saw me do before, and that water will get soaked up into the peat pellet pots themselves. One thing that does help with seed germination is providing some type of plastic cover when the seeds are just getting started. So once you have like a plant growing and leaves, you don't want that plastic cover on there anymore, but before you start to see it emerge, a plastic cover can really help. So if you have a tray like this, you can put that over on top of your dish, or you can use cups and put those individually over each of these little peat pellet pots. In terms of where you want to place your seeds once they're all set up, you definitely want to put it in a sunny window. South facing is great, but just make sure that's an area that gets as much sun as possible, because seeds, when they're germinating, they need a lot of moisture and a lot of warmth and heat to get started. As these plants grow and you're getting ready to think about putting them in a larger pot or transplanting them into the ground, check out our other video about the seed paper kit, and we do talk about that in that video. Also, we have a tips and tricks sheet, and in there it lists some more information about transplanting your seeds once they get larger. All right, well, thank you guys so much for participating in our Garden in Place seed kit project. We've really enjoyed seeing you guys putting these kits together at home, so continue to tag Myriad Garden Scissortail, share with us how you're using these at home, how they're looking, how they're growing. We're really excited to see that. A big thank you, shout out to our sponsors that have helped us create these kits, Tinker Federal Credit Union and Gray Blodgett and Associates. They've really made this happen and come together, so we're very thankful for them. So thanks guys for tuning in, and have a great day.